Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Factional Fight Plays Wurm Online. With me as always is my brother Brian.
Hey
And my
everybody,
name is
welcome
Adam,
to another
and
episode
my
of Factional
audio
Fight
is going on.
Plays
I'm
Wurm
just gonna
Online.
turn that off for a
With
second.
me as always is my...
There we go. What would it be like if it went without a hitch? I don't know.
Like my face right now, which
Right.
is going off as a hitch.
I know.
Yeah, I guess the Discord video servers are not doing well, so I'm not going to. I'm hoping that my audio is coming through okay, and that my video is just gonna do what it does on Adam's computer. But yeah, we are back in Wurm Online. How are you doing, Adam? I saw that you were streaming another game yesterday.
Yeah, I'm doing great. So yeah, last night I was doing a little bit of Factorio. I thought I'd just turn on the stream and play
How
this.
how did you like it?
I loved it. That game has such a nice charm to it. There's something about it that there's a lot of elements that Wurm shares with Factorio, and it's a completely different game, but nonetheless, it has a lot of addicting qualities, and I had a lot of fun playing it. So might do that again sometime.
Awesome. So that's actually really good. Maybe we can somehow talk about it during this stream and how it relates to Online. We are obviously back on our deed, Wychwood Vale, on the release server. We are, I think the last episode we had just finished the beginning of Adam's stables here. And what I think that the goal should be today is actually getting the animals in here.
Okay.
What do you think? You think we can accomplish that?
I think it's a good goal to have. I really hope that we can achieve that goal.
You seem very reluctant.
But you know how all goals go in this game. There's always one more thing to do, and yeah, we'll see. Last week we did make our goal, so we'll see what happens this week.
Yes.
And how's it going,
Yeah,
Brace Boom and Deathwind, and to everybody else who's in the chat? Welcome.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining us tonight. I can't believe it's Friday already, and we are ready to basically play as long as we can before we pass out. So thanks everyone for joining for that. What is our intended goal is we have the animals here in this temporary pen.
Yep.
And Adam, who wants to be the breeder of the horses and what is it? What are you doing? The horses?
Pretty much
The hell horses.
animals, yes. Yeah, all the animals.
Animals.
I think just having enough animals to not care for, but what's the word? Groom, so I can get my animal husbandry skill up, and yeah, just with that comes breeding, I guess.
And that's what we're going to do over here. Hello, Willow. How are you doing?
Hey Willow, welcome to the stream.
Oh,
Nice
there's
to
a
see
lock
you
on
here.
the ground.
Yeah, I know. I saw that a while ago. I just left it there. I think it won't rot. It'll just stay there forever. Now, over
Yeah,
this
I
week,
picked it up.
I've spent a little bit of time gathering some materials, cutting some beams. I don't know how much, whether or not it'll be enough for what we need to do, but I placed it into the bulk storage bin down here. And Alan Key, welcome.
Yeah, in the
The one by your oven.
oh, so you took all that stuff and you placed it into the bulk storage bin that's not where we need it to be,
Right.
like not in the stables.
Right, not in the stables. And thank you so much, Deathwind,
Yeah,
for that,
wow,
for that
Deathwind.
sub. 8 months, man. 8 months. That is ridiculous.
That's a long time.
Thank you so much. Okay,
I
so
played many a game for less of that time. That's for sure.
I know.
Okay, so how are we exactly going to move
Let's see
what
here.
you put down
How
here?
are we going to move? Okay, so I'm guessing that what we could do is all the grass can just be clumped up. We can just grab a whole bunch of grass.
Yes. All right.
That's
Grabbing a whole bunch of grass.
I'm going to clump up the clay into groups of 40, I guess. I really don't feel like we have enough clay. That's the one thing. Unless you want to go down there and just dig up some clay for like 15, 20 minutes or something first.
So you don't think 364 is enough?
Well, how many walls is that? 100 gives only 5 walls. So that's only 15 walls. Maybe 20, what was that? 15, 16, 17 walls? I think we're going to need more than that.
So you're planning no fences at all inside?
Well, I'm thinking that if there is going to be a fence, there'll be an archway in front of it. So archway with fence.
Do you have this sort of plan in your head?
I mean, I have the layout of where the pens are going to go. That's pretty straightforward. I'm not sure what to do with the roof or this, if there will be a second floor or anything above there, but all the first floor is pretty much laid out, I'd say.
Planned in your head. Okay, I think that's all we really need.
Yeah, I think just getting the first floor, getting the grass in, getting the animals in, I think that's the goal for today, and we'll see what happens after that. But yeah, my feeling is that we're going to need more clay than this. So
all right.
I'll just spend some time clumping this up, putting it into the raft, and then we'll go down, dig some clay. Probably don't need that much more. Okay, what's that?
All right. So I mean, I finished clumping the mixed grass, so I'll go and start digging the clay.
Okay.
And as I go down and start digging the clay, we can start talking about there was an announcement.
Mm-hmm.
I guess not an announcement. There was a new update where I feel a new update, a new news update.
News update, yeah.
Where the takeaway for me, and I think for most people, was the ability to see trees from very, very far away.
Yes. I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait. Oh, before we get deep into this conversation, we're forgetting something.
What could we possibly be forgetting?
We are forgetting to open our beers.
Oh my God.
How did we possibly forget that?
I don't even know. What beer do you have this week, Adam?
So today I brought a Mill Street Brewery Cobblestone Stout, which is one of my new favorite beers out there. And yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. What about you? What do you got?
I have a beer that specifically would make a great new animal in Wurm, and that is a trash panda.
Okay.
I don't know much about this beer.
Wow, I've never even heard of that beer before.
So it's called Trash Panda. It's a hazy IPA.
Okay.
5.5 percent alcohol. Let's see what it says here. The urban trash panda will spend most of its life scouring garbage bins, the dankiest, juiciest hops that the Northwest Coast can offer.
And Mill Street isn't good. What are you talking about? Oh boy. Mill Street is one of my favorite breweries. You know, it was Mill Street that got me onto the IPA type tasting beer.
Whoa.
Oh, I forgot to bring
Should
dirt.
not have turned that sideways.
You know, the last time we were here, I said I brought dirt and we forgot to drop it. I need to come out here and fix this clay, I think.
And then now this time we did not bring dirt.
No, yeah, we didn't. But I will definitely spend some time fixing up this clay at some point.
So I know last week I had beer. What did I drink? The juicy ass beer.
Okay, yeah.
And I said it was like a 6.5% alcohol IPA. I said it was very, like I could taste the sweetness in it.
Right.
It was very sweet to me. This one seems to indicate that it's going to have the dankiest hops in it. I don't know what that means.
Dankiest hops? Like HOPS hops?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it seems to indicate that the Trash Panda is not just the name, but somehow represents the flavor of what I'm going to taste.
And does it live up to that description?
It does.
Interesting.
I don't know how it has like this. Yeah, you're. I think you're gonna need to get one.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that. That sounds interesting. Like when they say dankiest, do they mean like that bitter, face sucking?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, I gotta try that. Yeah.
Very interesting.
I've gotten into these stouts lately. I've been drinking these stouts, and it's like totally the exact opposite of IPAs. They're much more smooth. They're very, like some of them have like overtones or undertones of coffee and chocolate, but still beer, But, still like my IPAs, so I'm going to have to try that.
And Deathwin, you'll stick with your apple ale. I felt like I was always, a light ale drinker, like a Alexander Keith. I always liked that. Nothing like, and every time I tried IPAs, it was just too bitter. Like this would have been way too bitter. Maybe even a year or two ago. But once I stopped adding sugar to anything, so I like cut sugar out of my diet, everything became sweeter. So even this, I can taste the bitterness. It's very bitter. I can also taste like the refreshing sweetness after that bitter taste, if that makes sense.
I would totally wholeheartedly agree with that. Although, since I cut out sugar, I reintroduced sugar back in, so I'm back to just eating whatever I want.
So nothing has changed.
Yeah, I think I definitely know exactly what you mean, though. When you do cut out sugar, things definitely taste much different, and for the better, right? Like things that you maybe didn't like very much before, all of a sudden you start noticing the subtle sweetness or the subtle, taste that you didn't notice before because you were always overwhelmed with the idea of sugar.
I never understood when you read the back of like a can of beer or something and they start talking about the hints of vanilla or citrus or something, like you taste the oak and like all I ever would taste is just the beer.
Right.
I never tasted the other stuff. Now I taste the other stuff. Like all I had to do was not have sugar.
Right.
Anyway, back to the game.
Right.
And our clay digging session. So, or back to ciders. Are we a big fan of ciders? Are you a big fan of ciders, Adam?
Personally, I'm not. Unfortunately, I'll drink a cider, but I would definitely prefer a beer over cider.
I was about to say the same thing. Ciders are all right, but I would drink the Trash Panda any day.
And for those of you just joining,
Wurm definitely needs a Trash Panda.
For those of you just joining, we totally apologize for the video issue that we're having with Brian's video. Discord just seems to be not agreeing with us today.
It's just taxed, I guess, their video servers
Yeah.
on a Friday night. Basically prime time gaming around the North America. Yeah, so I'm hoping at least my audio's okay,
Yep, your
so
audio
that we
is...
can have a conversation about what you think the news posts, what you think about the news post that just happened, specifically the idea that you're going to be able to see trees from very far away.
I really like that change. Like, you can see on my screen, like at some point or another, there's trees there, and then all of a sudden, no trees, right? And you can't see any trees in that distant terrain. Like I don't know. You tell me. Like, when you look out at that terrain there, it just looks so... I don't even know. Like, I guess maybe like retro or 90s looking. You know, what the games looked like 15 years ago.
I almost feel like, so you see out in the distance of, I mean, let's say the faraway mountain. So if you see all the way out there, I almost feel like there should be a little more fog or something of the sort, something that shows just how far away that is.
Right.
But
I see what you mean, like distant, just not necessarily that it's so tall, but like just the fact that it's farther away, it has more like atmosphere between you and there, and
yeah,
it should be a little bit more blurry or something.
Yeah, something. They gotta give something. I'm not sure exactly what they could do, but I'm sure lots of games could give them an example.
Who is rage walking? Is that? Oh, that's one of the horses. Because there's like these event window messages. Rage walking gets a perch.
What?
Does that mean that the horse is like
Maybe the horse is actually
eating the
eat
fish out of the water?
That's pretty funny.
That's awesome.
I did not realize they ate anything but the grass.
So is the Twitch stream messing up, or is it when you're saying the Twitch is really twitchy?
Or is it just me?
I mean, I know Twitch on its own is definitely buggy. But if it's just Brian's video, that's due to Discord and not Twitch.
Yep, due to Discord. But this whole tree thing got me thinking about the other update.
Okay.
Which they announced about the transition between the more detailed trees and the level of detail of the faraway trees, and the transition between switching from faraway low detail trees to the high detail trees.
Okay, what update? Because I didn't read this update. What update are you talking about?
This was a while ago. I
Oh,
believe.
okay. Like okay, I kind of remember that. So they did add something related to the grass fading in. I don't know if you've noticed that.
I have not.
Like to that effect, like the work that they were mentioning about trying to transition and fade them in.
Yeah.
If you maybe let me see if I can show this. So you see how like there's a patch of grass here, but then just on the distant grass, it's just there's no grass there. Okay, so as I get closer, if you look really carefully right at that patch of grass there, oh, it kind of did pop in. Never mind. I kind of thought that they added something where it sort of fades in, but I'm being proven wrong by my own screen.
Well, what I was thinking was really,
See, it's how it's
Like they
popping in up
announced
there.
it. Yeah, that one's popping in.
Yeah.
So they announced that that was in the works, but I
Okay.
never heard whether that was actually brought into the game.
Hmm.
Now I can't remember when did they announce it. Anybody know which?
I almost feel like they were announced that they were thinking about working on it. That's kind of
Well,
like.
there was like a picture, like a video or a GIF or something or a GIF.
Was there?
Let's see.
It's stalling for you, Twitch is? Or is it just Brian? Because Brian's definitely stalling, but like, is my video stalling?
Yeah, Adam's the one hosting this one.
Yeah. I think Brian's definitely experiencing some issues. I'm not sure what it is. It's the Discord connection between us.
Or it might just be me.
But
I don't know.
hopefully the game is coming through and our voices are coming through, and that I think is the best that we can do at the moment. Yeah, Brian's going in and out. Yeah. Is his voice going in and out? I don't think so, because I can hear him perfectly fine, and I think I'm the one. I'm pumping out exactly what I'm hearing. So let us know if Brian's voice. Like, hopefully it's just the video, but we can hear his
Yes.
conversation, and that should be. Okay, so yeah, back to this thing.
Alright.
Like, they did mention this.
Am I remembering wrong?
I don't know.
Does anybody else remember them mentioning that they were working on the transition between low detail and high detail?
I definitely
trees?
remember them mentioning it. I don't remember seeing a GIF of anything, any sort. Now, here's the thing. I did an update from the car recently, and I was mentioning this particular thing. I do really like the idea that they're working on the distant trees. That's definitely one step in the right direction. It's going to make the distant, like looking across this water, is going to be way better. What is still really jarring for me is that transition when it switches from the low detail to the high detail as you're walking towards trees. And it's not even just that it's going from one model to the other, but it almost feels like lots of things change about the model. Like the color of the tree changes. So it's like almost feels like a completely different tree just all of a sudden pops into existence. And every time it happens, like my eye is completely drawn to that spot. I don't know if you know what I mean.
So maybe it's in the game already.
What's in the game?
So Alan Key's saying that he's already seeing it fading in and out.
What, the trees?
Yeah.
See, but man, maybe it's an option that I can turn on. But let's see. Let's take a look, because you can see some. I wonder, is that the distant trees that you can see over there? Yeah, right under here. You can see the distant trees.
Let's go close enough for it to fade or pop in.
Here's the perfect example. I can see it. Okay, right there. You see that? I move in, and the trees that are right in the back there just pop.
Yeah.
Completely different color. All of the shadows that all the shadows that are there here, like right now, just completely disappear when I back away. It turns light. It pops to a completely different model. The trees look 100% different, and it's a jarring pop. Do you know what I mean? We can just sit here and go back and forth, and it just looks like a glitch. You know what I mean?
It looks more like shadowing.
Shadowing, yes, 100%. It is 100% shadowing, and I wonder if they can just get the shadowing on the distant models, if that would be enough to fix this issue. But my guess is that we would still see a slight pop, and my ultimate wish would be a blending of the two models, like sort of a fade between them. sort of like a transition. There should be like a distance where I walk across, where it slowly transitions from one to the other, as opposed to like a snap, and all of a sudden it switches exactly at that moment.
There's one way of fixing it. Just turn off all shadows.
Okay, so you do have it
Right.
fading in. Let's look at options. Let's look at settings here. Oh, of course. Every time I open settings, it turns off. You guys won't be able to see the stream. Okay, but we'll fix that in a second. Let's see. And of course, I can't. I'll have to move that here. Okay, so is there a setting here for fading in? I mean, I have this level of detail, and the level of detail distance is set to far. The only thing I don't really have checked here is phobia mode.
You don't want to do that.
No, I don't want to do that either. Yeah, definitely. Okay, let's see here. Everything is set to high here. Extreme distant terrain is checked. What would happen if I didn't check distant terrain? What is distant terrain?
Is it not having any distant terrain?
It says whether to render less detailed distant terrain. Oh, so does that mean that if I uncheck that, it makes distant terrain look better?
I gotta see what you were looking at.
It's under just the regular graphics setting. The option is titled Distant Terrain, and it says whether to render less detailed distant terrain. Recommended on. So when I check it, it is rendering less detailed distant terrain.
It's possible that that was that tooltip was said backwards. I mean, I can only speculate.
Yeah, I know. I wish they were a little bit more clear
That's okay.
and less ambiguous. Distance, okay. Allow models to change detail depending on their distance. See, I wonder if I take that off, will it just load the regular tree model as far as I can see?
Or just not have any detail.
Or just not have any tree, like the trees just turn off. I don't know. It's unclear. I don't see an option for like fading into distant terrain. I'm in advanced graphics now. Right, advanced graphics. Do you have contribution culling? Let me see. I do have contribution culling. Disables rendering of models if they're under a very small rendering size. Disables rendering of models if they're under a very small rendering size. Okay, undo that, you're saying? Let's try that. I'm not 100% sure. Okay, and there was a way of... of course, because I moved it. Okay, there we go. Let's see if that fixed anything for the grass. It didn't seem like I needed to reload it, but it's still, the grass is still popping in. I do remember them adding something that allowed the grass to fade in. Let's try reloading the client. Let's try that. Doesn't take long to do that. It's one thing I like about Wurm. It's a very quick load into the game.
That is true.
Most games will have a loading bar and like you have to wait a whole bunch. Wurm just gets rid of the loading bar and has the stuff load in. slowly. There is this loading bar, but it's like super fast.
Let me see how my client seems to work.
The level of detail is at like the farthest it can be. Whoa, I fell into the water. Okay, let's try that again. Oh, and I've encountered a graphical glitch in the reflections. There's something wrong here for sure. Okay, let's see here. Did that do anything for the loading of the grass? No, it's still popping in. I don't know if you can see that. But right on that tile right there, it's popping. If I disabled, I'll spend some time off stream messing around with this so that we don't spend too much time on this. And maybe I will inquire to one of the devs or somebody who might be able to help me out here.
Somebody knows a little bit more than us.
Right, somebody who knows what's what. Maybe it was on the test server that I saw it. I don't know. I could be completely wrong.
It's a possibility. And I hope that these changes are coming. I hope didn't just dream the fact that they were working on the fading of the trees and stuff like that. Because, it could really help the game.
100%.
And the whole thing with the shading and stuff for you could definitely help the game. So, talking about Factorio.
Okay.
And I saw a little bit of your stream, not that much. I don't really know much about it. What would you say are the things that stand out most about that game that remind you of Wurm?
Well, the game kind of starts out like a very basic survival / material gathering / crafting type game. So in that respect, it reminds me a lot of Wurm. But it's like a stripped down version. Very basic. It's a top down view. You make a pickaxe and you just like gather materials and then you craft those materials into things that you need. But that part of the game does not last very long. It goes really quickly into more of an automated kind of version where you put a mining drill down and it's automatically mining for you. And it's automatically spitting out the materials. And then you can automatically take those materials and feed them to something else that will turn those into something else. Like it's a very much turns into what I would call a management style game. I don't know what. Yeah.
Could Wurm use some of that?
I could imagine a Wurm in which there is automation. However, I know for sure that that's definitely not the direction the game or the developers of the game want it to go. They've been making a strong push towards making sure that Wurm is less of an automated and more of a you kind of have to be there and doing each in every single action. And I think that kind of makes sense in terms of the way that the economy of Wurm works. The reason why Factorio can get away with it is because it's not a multiplayer. It's not a massive multiplayer game. It doesn't have an economy. So it doesn't matter if somebody makes 1 million of something.
In saying that, what about Factorio could potentially work in a game like Wurm? What could Wurm learn from that game?
Good question. I am not sure. Truly, I really don't know.
Well, let's break it down a little bit more then.
I can pinpoint the thing that makes Factorio just so exciting and so in like just the part that makes it's like there's like a huge triumph, a point in which the game just gives you this massive burst of like, yes, that was just amazing. And that happens exactly when you figure out how to structure a system to automatically create certain materials for you.
And how do you go about that? Like, what are the problem solving techniques, or what are the problem solving I don't know, experiences that give you that
Right. So like if
moment
you can
of
definitely,
triumph?
if you watch the stream that we that I did yesterday, which is on our Twitch channel, you'll see that exact moment and all the things that led up to it. But it really comes down to you have to structure your system so that it's automatically gathering ore and delivering that ore to a place where you're automatically furnacing it down. You know, like there's a furnace that turns it into like usable iron, and then those furnaces are spitting out that iron, and you lead it down a conveyor belt that is going to get picked up into an automated machine that will take that iron, and you have to sort of like feed it the materials that you need. And it's like once everything just clicks, like you turn it all on, it's like, and it starts producing that material that you're trying to get, like whether it be conveyor belts or inserters or whatever it is that you're making. It's just like there's like a whole structure to your factory, and it just starts working, and then all of a sudden you get this like, oh my god, I got it working sort of feeling. And that's just the beginning, you know, like you just finally got that piece working, and that's the first step in the 100,000 steps that are ahead of you.
Now, if you think about it, can you think if Wurm has any of that type of moment for you?
Well, I think Wurm has a similar sort of but different kind of moment where it's not quite the same, you know? There's definitely the sense of accomplishment when you get something done. And there's definitely, like, especially near the beginning, you know, at the beginning when you're trying to, like, figure out, like, I gotta mine this ore, and then I gotta bring that ore over to that forge that's over there, and then I gotta figure out how to do that, and then you spend some time, like, okay, I'm gonna make a cart, and then that cart, I'm gonna just drag it, and, like, those sorts of, like, little problems. Or another place that it happens is when you're trying to terraform, and you're just learning how to dig, and how the terraforming system works, and you're trying to get this ramp to like lead down to somewhere or whatever, and you finally just figure out through like a bunch of trial and error and problem solving, you figure it out, and it's like finally something clicks and everything's making sense. It's like that's the same kind of moment. The thing about Factorio is that happens like within the first 20 minutes, you know, of the game. Whereas for Wurm, it could go on for hours and hours and hours before you get to that moment.
Do we want a spare digger?
I think we're getting close to being done digging. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I think we didn't need that much. I feel like we're getting a lot.
Yeah, we're getting a lot.
And hey, Du Jensen.
Hey, Du Jensen.
Figuring out new recipes. Yeah, I can see that. Figuring out new recipes for cooking.
Okay.
Can give you that aha moment. Could Wurm use more of those, I guess let's call them micro achievement moments?
I think so. I mean, you can never have enough of those in a video game. All right.
Or would that sort of degrade the moments in Wurm that we already have?
I'm not sure if it would degrade it. If you could just add to them, give more of them, I can't see that causing a problem. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think there's a possibility of it degrading?
I think it would be nice to have systems where you have to sort of think about how you're going to accomplish something
Okay.
and have multiple different ways to do so. And that would more come from some sort of customization, or not customization, that's the wrong word. The ability to have more than one path to accomplish the same things. That also came out wrong.
Okay.
The ability to have multiple paths to have different end results to accomplish the same things. Does that make more sense?
So, give an example. That might help.
Let's say you have materials. Let's say you combine two planks. Oh, here's a small example that is already in the game.
Okay.
You have to build a tool. That tool's made out of wood. So now you have to decide which kind of wood that you want it to be made out of.
Okay.
So even though the end result is, let's say, a mallet, that mallet could be made out of one of many different kinds of wood, each wood providing different kinds of benefits.
I see. So do we need
And
more
therefore,
of that?
yeah, now let's take that whole concept and transfer that to something completely different. The idea of, they're allowing now to have different kinds of chain armor
Right.
and thank you for that raid. Wow. Thanks.
Oh, Nisoa. Thank you so much for that raid.
Yeah.
How's it going? Hope you had a good stream.
We're just starting, or we just finished collecting all the materials to continue working on building Adam's stables, and with the goal of being able to move the animals into it by the end of this stream.
Yep. Cross our fingers. Let's see if we can get there.
Yeah, so if we put that even further and say, okay, we want to build a house. Well, let's say we want to build a stables, but in order to get there, we need this material that we're gathering, and we take that material and we figure out that even though we can make the same walls or we can make the same stuff inside of the house.
Uh-oh. You've turned into a robot. Hold on one second. Hold on. Yeah, your Discord woes we're having here. We do apologize. But things are, yeah, I don't know. I can't. You sort of just turned into a garbled mess there. Are you back?
Yeah, I just switched to a different Discord server,
Okay, that sounds better.
Discord region.
Sorry, that must have broken the flow of the thought.
Yeah, we have to build a house, we have to build the stables, but then having different, being able to do different things with the same materials in order to accomplish sort of the goals that we have for the house. And the house brings different benefits depending on what we end up doing.
Okay.
Having pros and cons for the different builds of houses that we are allowed to build.
Okay. I could definitely see that being a good thing.
So imagine this. How many different kinds of walls are there to a house?
Quite a few. You mean different types?
Wall types.
Wall types or wall materials?
Let's just say wall material
Wall
for
materials. Okay, so we got sandstone and slate and marble, rendered, stone
Yeah.
brick,
now. Mm-hmm.
timber and wood.
Mm-hmm.
Did I miss any? What did I miss?
I mean, that's quite a few. We might have missed a few. That's
I might
okay.
have missed one.
Did you say pottery?
Oh yeah, pottery. That's it. That's the one I'm missing.
Now, out of all of them, can anybody, plain stone, can
Yep.
anybody tell me any benefits and or like pros and cons for using one over the other?
I suppose
Just
it's
anybody.
just aesthetic, right?
Exactly.
Right.
Just for show. We never have to think about any kind of feature set surrounding one or the other.
There's the last
We never
one.
have to use our mind.
Rounded stone.
Yeah, we never have to use our minds and say, I would like to use this because I'm going to get this benefit for using that, or I'm going to get this benefit for using that. Or, I can't use that one because I'm wanting this house to be this kind of house. There's no, there's nothing. All we think about when we're building it is how we want it to look aesthetically
Right.
based on what we're building. And that takes away the whole concept of managing your house to benefit the needs of what you're building it for.
Right.
That's not even part of the discussion in Wurm. But wouldn't just that simple act of adding maybe some buffs or something to a house, like let's say you're like, oh, I'm going to make timber frame walls and I'm going to make this wall type, and that wall type benefits, has more airflow for the animals and therefore will help them do something or other. Stone
Right.
for durability.
You see, if that was the case, then every stables would have to be made out of the same material. Do you know what I mean?
But the trick would be that each one would have its own benefit. And you have to pick which one.
Okay, so
benefits
each
you
one
most.
would have its own benefit to, let's say, animals.
You'd have to
for
balance
example.
that.
Yeah. So like you could use stone, and stone would have some benefit for stables, or you could use timber, and the timber would have another benefit for stables.
Right.
Okay. I see. That would get really complicated.
We're playing Wurm.
Right, that's true. Okay, so I'm thinking...
This is why people play Wurm. This is why people like the game.
Right.
Because of its complexity. You never play Wurm and go, oh, I'm playing this game because, I don't know, it makes me not have to think about anything, or... It's the reason... Okay, I'll say this. It's the reason why people don't play Wurm.
Right.
Right. So everybody that ends up enjoying this game enjoys it for this kind of reason.
I see. On a completely different note, here's something that really bothers me about timber. It's that it takes 5 extra actions compared to every other wall type. Why? Why does it take 5 extra actions?
It's just the way it is. You want to make timber?
Why can't it
You're
just
just gonna have to deal with it.
take 20 actions and on the first, 5 actions just use up clay, mixed grass, and the wooden beams? Why'd they have to go and do it like that? This drives me nuts.
Yeah, would it make it that people would mix different materials in the same building? I mean, they would have to make a system like this, smart. I mean, you can make it so each building needs to have a specific amount of the wall that you're doing in order to gain the benefit, and therefore the entire building may have to have a specific amount of the same materials. So therefore you wouldn't be able to sort of mix and match that sort of thing to gain everything that you want.
Right, maybe
Or
it's like
you could say that every single wall gives more of that benefit. It scales up as you get more walls.
or maybe like whichever wall type is the most prevalent, that's the one that's going to give the bonus.
Or, yeah, you could have like that wall type slash the different, that wall material slash the different types of walls that give you a combination of a specific benefit or benefits.
Oh, okay. Like the percentage of the house is made, like 50% of the house is made up of timber, so it's going to give you 50% of that bonus.
And then and then you use like this many windows and this many walls and this many, and then based off of the combination that you made, gives a specific different kinds of benefits, or the different amount that benefit gives. And you can have like, well, then if you had a 2-story ceiling, then that could give different kind of benefits.
Interesting.
For certain things. I mean, you could really go crazy. They could create a system that makes it so the choices that you make in your infrastructure of your building matter.
Interesting. That would be really complicated. If they were going to go back and do some revamp of the, building, I kind of feel like they should spend some time working out all the bugs that are currently in the buildings. All the bugs like related to glitching out when you're going up really tall ladders, or bringing your horses up to the higher levels and then horses get glitched out.
Sure. I mean, they could do that as well. Like, I can't see these two things being one and the same. Like,
Oh, yeah,
they can
totally.
be independent of each other.
Totally.
For sure. Did we start fresh with new characters?
Good
we
question.
did not start fresh with new characters. However, we did drop everything that we owned.
Yes, we did do that. So we came
And
out
we
here.
streamed the whole thing.
Yeah. So if you're interested in watching that as part of the adventure, it's all saved on our Twitch channel. It's also on our YouTube channel, both of which you can find in the links below on our Twitch. Yeah.
Yeah. So are you doing timber framed archways the whole way through?
Yeah.
Or okay. So
Well, the sides, of course, are going to be walls. I think that we should finish off each little room one at a time.
okay.
You know what I
So
mean?
I'm just saying you're not doing any of the arch T's or the arch left or rights or whatever.
No, we'll just do arches.
Okay.
I think it'll look just perfectly fine with arches. And we'll just put walls in between.
Oh, not even windows?
Nah. Horses don't need to see each other.
All right.
Somebody, who was it that brought up, it was Vergent, was mentioning that they like the timber balcony. And I totally agree. I love the timber balcony. And that it would be nice to have that balcony on the other models. And I totally agree. Like, there's so many nice wall models that only are for like one type. Like with the wooden wall, it has something called what is it called? Let me see if I can find it. Let's see here. Let's stop this. This is taking too long. My actions are just insane. Okay, so it's the wooden. What is it? Canopy. That's what it is. The wooden canopy.
Yeah.
I love that. Putting that on it, but I rarely make wooden walls anymore. I rarely make wooden houses just because I feel like they look so shabby. I wish they had that wooden canopy for the others. I totally wish it.
It would be nice.
Yeah, and Wurm with Xbox controllers. I could just imagine the issues there.
I don't feel like the game was made specifically for that kind of controller. I wonder if they could actually convert it.
Right, but the number of keybinds I need to play this game is actually kind of amazing. You would need a controller with like 52 buttons.
If they ever streamlined to have one, maybe 3 keys.
Right.
And that would work.
Right, when they get that, what do they call it? The contextualized keybind?
That's right.
Once they get that working, then Wurm can come to consoles.
That's right. like any of us actually wanted to play on an Xbox.
Right. But you never know, like, you know, pop it over onto your NVIDIA Shield. Put it on your big screen TV.
I have played Wurm on the big screen TV a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And questionably was great.
Okay. I also heard you put it into VR.
And that was also
Potentially great.
just okay.
Okay.
Potentially great.
Has the potential.
Yes. I'm just hoping that they're still working on the working on that UI.
You know, I watched Pro Panda, who is another streamer. He streams Wurm from time to time. And he put Wurm into VR and streamed it.
Oh, wow.
And it looked pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I can see the issues, though. But it looked pretty smooth. Like, it wasn't terrible. But I guess the main issues would be the UI, really.
It's more like the resolution of the VR headset. Like if you had a fairly clear, a really good resolution with a program that could display all the text in Wurm, because the text in Wurm is kind of small.
Okay.
So you can imagine that the problem of playing Wurm, let's say in a movie theater.
Right.
So you're in a movie theater and you're playing Wurm, and just the text would just become blurry or become like it would have to be very sharp on a screen that large. And the headsets are just not there yet.
I see.
They're getting close. I mean, it's not just the resolution. They could figure out other ways in the software or some other ways to display text that would make it more clear for you. Oops.
Man, I really got to figure out what we need to do in order to make building stuff go faster. because,
How slow is it for you?
well, I'm getting like 12-second action timers on the second action. I think it's 9 on the first, 14 on the third.
I guess I can always try to make a mallet. You want a mallet?
I mean, I guess so. I mean, currently I'm using my hammer, and it's 65 quality, so
It would have to be a fairly good mallet.
it would have to be a fairly good mallet. It would have to be like 80 quality or something to see any improvement, I think.
All right, well, let me go chop down a tree for you
Okay.
and see what I can do.
And even then, I do feel like Wind of Ages makes a big difference.
Well, that is something that I would not be able to help you with.
Right.
Let's see. Can I find a cedar tree that is not shriveled? Here's one. All right. So I think the second announcement in that news update was really about the idea of developers streaming.
Ah, right. Yes.
So if they were to do this, which it seems like it's imminent, what would you guys want to see the developers stream? What is it that you would be expecting? And if they didn't do it, you would be disappointed.
What I love
that
that they
one, huh?
announced it officially. Yeah, you guys answer that question because I'm totally going to chime in with my thoughts. But I love that they announced it in the news because it really feels like it is imminent, right? Like it's coming, and they're going to be streaming
Yep.
very soon. I did mention, and I kind of regret it now. I probably shouldn't have because I wasn't thinking, but I mentioned in the forum there in the post that like I've been enjoying all the test streams, like because they have been mucking about in the background trying to figure out how the whole streaming thing works. And I wasn't thinking. I kind of thought that they had made it sort of
Announced
like
that.
publicly knowledge that they've been doing this in the background. But I started getting forum messages asking me like, what is the link to their stream? Can you link it to me? Because, you got me interested now. And I'm not sure, I'm really not sure if the devs want that to be sort of like, because really, they're really not doing anything on the streams. They're really just, is this working? Are we on? Like, does this button do this? And like they're just trying to figure it out. So they're not really doing anything right now that would be interesting to, let's say,
Right.
a viewer. I think they're just trying to figure it all out right now.
So is that really enough for you, Alan Key, that you just want to see Rolf's face? Because we know that Rolf is not primarily involved in Wurm at all. He's probably he's taking a back seat. We know that. He's still around. He still owns it. He doesn't run the show.
I've heard that
We
they
know that
regularly are in communication with Rolf, but yeah, I also
Yeah.
know that Rolf isn't micromanaging anything really. He's not. Yeah.
And he's passed that off like a while ago. Like it wasn't a secret.
Right.
But is it enough to see his face?
It would be interesting to hear him talk about his perspective of how things are going, and I'd be interested in hearing that. But more importantly, I think just hearing from the devs in general, like from hearing from Buddha, or hearing
What do
from.
you want to hear from Buddha?
So you know how Keenan had started that dev blog regarding his trials and tribulations of switching everything over to Amazon Web Services?
Yeah.
I really felt like people responded extremely well to just that openness. You know, today I tried this, and this was the challenges that I faced, and I'm thinking of trying to do this to fix that problem, like that sort of thing. And
Imagine that in a stream. Would you be interested?
I mean, I would 100% tune into it every single time that they did
So he's
something
not
like
playing the game. He's talking about the hardships and stuff of getting on AWS.
I mean, I feel like that could be like a segment. You know, like I'm curious to know if they're planning on playing the game while they are discussing things. That's very interesting for me to know. I wonder. I know that Buddha does play Worm Unlimited from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
He has his own server that he hosts. I wonder if he plays Worm Online. Like, I know we've talked to him before, and he has said that he has.
That's where he started, I believe.
Oh yeah, totally. He started playing, but he like has his on moments where like he'll build up a deed, and then he'll stop playing for like a while. That was his play style.
He's just like all of us.
Yeah, but that was like his play style a long time ago. I don't know what it's like now that he's taken on the production manager role.
Right.
If he still plays from time to time, I don't know. It'd be interesting to watch. How does a dev play this game?
You would hope meticulously. Could this go wrong? What would be extremely disappointing for you guys to see a dev do on a stream?
That's a good question. I don't know.
How about some ideas? How about you end up tuning into a dev stream, and that dev is building their deed in Wurm, not on a GM character or a dev character, just on a regular character.
Yeah.
And they're building a house.
Okay.
Is that enough for you?
Sure, as long as what they're doing in addition to that is talking about...
Let's...
Oh, God. Willow.
Did you just mess... What was that?
Freaked me right out. Oh, goodness.
Oh.
You gave me a heart attack, Willow. A heart attack. I thought the blue dragon was coming for me.
Just specifically for you.
For me, like coming right into my stables. I'm like, what? Oh. How's it going, Willow?
Would you guys be disappointed knowing that a developer of the game does not know everything about the game? Or on the other hand, do you expect a developer of this game to know everything about this game?
Right. Like, I did find that kind of interesting to hear how they don't really know everything about the game. It's interesting. I think that just like goes to show how this game works in terms of how it's developed. I think it's different than most other games because it's like
I mean, it's like any MMO, really.
Is it though?
There's so much, you can't expect one person to know everything about a giant MMO.
I suppose you're right. That they should, yeah, I guess so.
You learn about the system that you're going to alter. All right, that is extremely creepy. Not creepy, freaky, really. Oh,
I wonder
if dragon.
I don't know if Willow's still in the stream here. But Willow, you gave me a heart attack, I swear.
Oh.
Now, is that a yellow potion that turned you into a blue dragon?
But you do look good as a dragon, Willow.
Because I've never been turned into a dragon by a yellow potion.
Are you able to hear me still?
Yes. Are you able to hear me still? I'm gonna take that
Because I
as a no.
stopped being able to hear you. Oh, Adam put his mic on mute, I believe.
Did I?
Through Discord or just overall, I'm not sure.
Okay, you can hear me now.
There you go.
What did I? What, how the? Who? I didn't press anything.
Maybe you just put it on mute in Discord, I'm assuming. And that's why I was the only one that couldn't hear you.
Oh, I do have a button. I do have a hotkey button.
It was
to
just
mute
me. He just muted himself to me, not to you guys.
Right. Yeah. You guys can hear both of us. It's just I do have a button that mutes Discord, but and it used to make a little bleep at me when I hit it by accident, but it.
Okay, it just said that I looked quite different. I have no idea what I am. So I'm gonna come to you so you can see what did Willow do?
Willow, what are you doing?
What am I right now?
Let me see. Where are you?
I feel like I'm not a human. Like I'm too tall to be a human.
You're the Troll King.
Oh my god, is that what I am?
How did she do that?
What?
Let me see.
I can't tell what I am at all.
You are a Troll King. You know, the troll with the big cow helmet?
All I know is that I feel like I'm looking down at you.
Like, if I activated a yellow potion and right-clicked you... See, I can't use... Whoa.
You are the Goblin King.
Okay.
You can probably see yourself.
Yes, in the little window here.
Yeah, whereas I don't see myself in the little window. I'm too big for it.
I see.
Oh my god. Oh, and hey, Alan Key.
Willow, you're like... This is magic. How are you doing this? Magic.
Hey, what I do know is that I was trying to make you a mallet.
Right. Did that work?
I was still in the middle of making the mallet.
What's taking so long? Are you imping it or something?
No, I'm trying to make one that's, you know,
just pop it together and hope that it comes out at
half
90.
decent quality, but in order to do that, I need to have good quality stuff.
Right.
You know? And I only have a 20 quality carpentry knife, so that might be definitely affecting everything.
Let me see what my carving knife is. I have a 55 quality carving knife I can pass you.
Oh, that might be nice. Maybe I should stop doing this.
Okay, trade with you. Oh my goodness, you're huge. And
Thank you very much.
I feel tiny. Like everything's
just
so
the
much
Troll
taller.
King and the Goblin King just
hanging out.
Just hanging out, making a mallet.
Illusion.
Just like they do.
I have changed appearances.
Oh, I do feel really tall. Alright, so you gave me a carving knife. I'm going to use that one.
Hey, Alan Key. There you are. You made it. How did you get those shoulder pads so dark like that? Is that just dyed black?
You can do that now, can't you? Yeah.
That is cool, I must say. I gotta work on dye making. That's definitely one thing that I also want to work on. Now, I've also kind of decided sort of the set of skills that I'm gonna sort of build, and so one of them is animal husbandry.
Yeah.
I also want to continue
Yeah.
working on my dye making, which is not bad currently. I just, and all the sub skills related to it. So I'll need to work on botanizing to get woad and those sorts of things. I also want to work on forestry and gardening.
All right.
Thanks, Willow. Thanks for the fun and the heart attacks and
Yeah.
and all.
Thank you very much.
And now Alan Key is Eagle Spirit.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
Wow, it's getting really hard to make a good quality. Not having luck.
Yeah, I know. High quality stuff requires high quality stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm starting to see that.
Yeah. It almost feels like it would be faster to complete this if you were just working on this. You know, like we could spend an hour trying to get high quality tools so the stuff goes faster, but you know, in the long run, it makes a difference, right? Like if we're gonna make many buildings, it does make sense. You know, I'm thinking, do you think Willow was using GM stuff to do this?
Oh, I completely believe that she was using
Okay.
GM stuff to illusion, put
That makes
illusion on
sense.
us.
Yeah, there we
Anyway,
go. That makes sense.
I got
Yeah.
an 88 quality. Is that good?
Okay, oh yeah, 88. 88's way better than what I got. What is your mallet?
In the 80s.
Okay, so that seems like we're good there. Thank you. Let's see what the timers are here now.
Whoa. Okay.
Okay, 5.5 seconds. That's significantly reduced time for sure.
Nice.
And now I could probably do a 6Q and stay pretty low on time. That's good.
Oh, I am never going to be used to how tall this feels.
How does one disable it? I think that if you go to the spell effects window, like the spell effects, like where there's the little icons, and if you, I might be mistaken, but right click the illusion. Oh wait, mine's already gone. Mine not, yeah, mine's gone.
Yours is gone, yeah.
I don't feel like it lasted the
quick.
duration. Yeah. Oh, embark a cart. I might have done that. I might have embarked the cart.
Oh, is that why?
That might have been it. Okay.
That'll do it.
I didn't know that, actually. I don't use illusion very much. It's your no makeup. face.
Yeah, it's funny. We'll be okay here. I'd like to see a Troll King making a stables, just hammering away.
Yeah, and that's Feyran's no makeup face right there. That's what he looks like when he wakes up in the morning.
Yeah. My nose is longer.
Yep. There's a cow on your head.
Yeah. The usual. Timber frame wall is in the
What's
way.
happening? I'm missing the clay. What? I need to destroy
Timber
the
framed wall. I'll do this side and keep going. So yeah, for Factorio, I'm glad that you at least had fun with the game. I was hoping that you would have more takeaway from it.
You know, it's definitely a different kind of game. Like, it's not, because it's not an MMO. It does have multiplayer mode, but it ultimately is, I think, a single player type game.
I can see that.
So because
I
of
can
that,
see that.
yeah, a lot of the like, there are connections between like the way the game is built, but it's definitely a very different style game.
And I guess for me, if I'm going to watch a dev stream of some kind, I for sure want to see them. I want to come away from that stream knowing something that I didn't know
Personally,
about the game in any way.
I don't necessarily need that to be there. I kind of feel like
And
just entertainment is enough. No?
for me, it's not just about what they say, but maybe something that they do. Like, I don't know how they potentially test out new features. How do they go about the testing process? How do they go about the process of committing? You know, they go through and they commit new code, and that code gets put onto the test server for them to test. Could it be a collaborative idea? Could the devs be doing these to get ideas for the updates they're thinking about making? So something that the devs could be thinking is, let's do these videos, and so I want to do this or this whatever feature, and I need some help in the designing of it. So they come onto the stream, and they might have something that's already been somewhat coded, somewhat designed, and it needs help in shaping it.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. They would get immediate feedback on what's right, what's wrong.
Okay, Alan Key.
And they would get that feedback before it goes into the game.
Right, like
which is what always seems to be the problem.
That
right? They always get that.
Yeah, I mean, from what I understand, it's not. The issue is more that they test it thoroughly, but they cannot test it to the level that the live server will end up testing it.
Right.
Alan Key, if you're still around and you're still in an Eagle Spirit form, if you come back, I put permissions on my cart so you can board it. Oh, you fixed your issue. Okay. Yeah, so like I don't think it matters if, let's say, they get 15, 20 people testing something. I don't think it's a matter of.
It's not about it
catching everything
being broken. It's more about shaping the actual feature. If there was a thing that
okay, so like getting the feedback
somebody might like about it, yeah, getting that feedback. Oh, do we need any digging done? We do need digging done.
Where do we need digging done, though?
We need that whole other area dug down.
Which area? Oh, the back?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I'm gonna make some permissions for you. Add role.
Yeah, so I don't know if the devs are really trying to, do these streams for that purpose. They might not. They might simply be trying to relate to the player base more, or relate to the player base more, which would be my guess, to show the player base that they are just people too, that enjoy the game.
Reganation.
Okay. And oh
Welcome,
wow,
welcome.
Reganation.
Thanks for the sub. Okay, Alan Key. I'll show you. I'm thinking if I'm right about what Brian is saying, I think.
Not just back there, but
Where are you talking about? Because I feel like this got ended up done.
just on the side there.
Did you fill this back in?
No, I didn't.
No, you dug it down though.
Yes.
Which side are we talking about?
Digging this whole thing down. Do we want this whole thing down to match the level that you're? At least another 20, maybe.
Okay. And good night, Silverwolf. I don't know if you're in stream here, so I'm just gonna say it in local. Yeah, maybe this can go down another 20. I agree with that. Make it like a smaller hillish thing.
Yeah, I know.
But then it'll only be 20 above. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Okay, so okay. So this platform
And hey, fuzzy rubric.
here, to bring it down 20 slope. All the way to the animal pens. Yeah. I think that's fair. Like, we'll get rid of those animal pens once they move over, and then we might even bring it down further.
Yeah, we
Hard
might
to
bring it down
say.
another 20. I mean, we don't have to.
We don't have to, but it's. I mean, ultimately, the goal is to get the front, this big dip down here to be not so big. Like this part here. And part of that, I really do feel like bringing this lower platform up to sort of like smooth it out a little bit. I don't know. We'll have to figure out how we want the land around the pond to look, and we'll have to shape that out just right. But ultimately, we need the ability to get down there without having to go around.
I think that'll be a future stream. I've been thinking about the different paths that goes around our deed, and we'll have to think of a few more buildings that we want,
right,
and how they interconnect, and the space between the buildings. I really want to work on just how the whole deed is going to look if you're looking at it from the bottom. I think I'll spend some time just thinking about that.
Okay.
Oh, that seems to be completed.
Yeah, 20 height difference from the foundation of the stable. Yep, that sounds right. So it'll be 20 slope higher than this. And who knows, we might end up bringing it down even more, but Maybe we'll just leave it like that. I don't know. We'll have to see how it looks and play it by ear. Step by step.
Yep.
Which is very different than the way we normally build deeds. Very different. Normally it's all done in Deed Planner.
Hey, this one's just as fun, if not more fun, for at least me. Look at Adam.
Yeah, I'm squirming here. It's a hard time not knowing what it's going to look like at the end.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Yes, we do have a small barrel of water. Let's see if I can just give you access to it. I wonder if... I'm just going to place it out here. Let me know if you're able to drink from it or not. And because I'm not sure if you're still unable to hear us in the stream, I'm going to double say it. Okay, good.
Yeah, so how is our stables coming along exactly?
Well, we're getting there. I'd say that we're approaching halfway.
Now that sort of it's halfway done, is it what you expected it to look like?
Yeah, this is exactly what I was thinking.
Okay.
I really like the look of this because it gives you that sense that these are stables, you know? Like the little archway doors, and then if we put gates on each one.
Which kind of gates are you thinking of?
You know, I wish there was more options. I truly wish there was more options. But I feel like I'm just going to have to go with the regular wooden ones.
You wouldn't want to go with the like just a stone like bar sort of look, or even the tall one?
It just won't look like a stables then, you know? Like I almost kind of wish that they had like two little wooden doors that went like this. I don't know if you can see me do that. You probably can't.
I cannot. How about the how about, what is that one? The shaft fences?
Those ones just look too shabby. Don't you think? They look like...
They might look good in a stables.
I don't know. You close your eyes and just imagine what a stables would look like. And I can't imagine...
metal.
Can't imagine... No metal. There's no metal in a stables. Let me see if I can come up with a picture of a stables. Oh, I closed my... Let's see here.
I almost picture like metal bars or something to allow the horses to see while not letting them get out.
You know, there are some that have metal bars in these images, but this is what I'm imagining. Hold on, let me see if I can...
So you have a particular style.
Show this to the stream.
Mm-hmm.
You see that? I don't know if you can see that because you're probably not watching the stream. Whoops. I clicked on something. Stop that. This one. Do you see what I'm saying?
So something like doorways.
Like the half doorways.
Oh, that's tough.
You know, like,
you don't think that the shaft gates would be good?
The problem with the shaft gates is that they'd work, but if those were real, like if you put
like
into
a real
pole
fences.
If you put in a real stables, the round pole fence, those horses are getting out. You know that, right?
That's true. That's true. Yes.
Let me see if I can find another. There's another decent one. See, there's one where they have those metal. They had some metal fences there.
Yeah. That seems like more modern designs, though.
Modern, right? Exactly. So let's see. What would happen if I typed in? Old barn stables. That's. Let's see if we can get a picture of. I don't know.
A painted wooden gate, high rope fence, but rope fence, yeah, don't have the gate part.
You know, I kind of wish I looked at some of these pictures because this one's giving me an idea that would have been really nice.
That is not.
But not a big deal. Not a big deal. I still like the design that I've chosen.
Like the wooden slats of some kind, if we had something like that. But all we really have would be the what are those fences called? The crude wooden fences.
And welcome, Nereus. Nereus, welcome. How's it going? How about high rope fence?
TV or something like that.
You know, the rope fence is nice, but there's no gate for it. Oh, yeah, you said that right after. Okay, yeah. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, you can look at our struggles in creating the stables.
So I had envisioned taking this building and like dyeing it all, like changing the color of it. And I haven't quite decided exactly, but maybe like a brownish reddish type color. Kind of similar to that image that I had there. Oh, you just finished that. Okay. Let's make this one a window.
All right, I'll let you start that so that I don't screw it up.
Yeah, just this one would be nice. Scrap the building and start over. Yeah. Exactly.
Just don't give him ideas. No, out of all of the options, I think the fanciest one is that high
the iron one?
high iron fences.
See, this is where I wish I could just plop into the D planner and take a look at all the different options in the. I mean, I suppose we can build one, and if it doesn't look great, we can always destroy it. I suppose that's a possibility.
That is true.
All right, Willow. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah,
and,
good night, Willow.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah, you get your double door design that you
right, the double door
wanted.
I mean, I kind of wanted it to be like a low wooden one. You know, rustic and not looking so. Oh,
How is the release project so far? How would you describe our release project so far if you had to sum it up?
I would say, at least from our perspective, it is like reinvigorated the game for us, like 100%. I don't know if some of you might have experienced this in this game, but at some point or another, you get to the point in the game where it feels like you're logging in and there's not goal, really. Like, your deed is all built, all the buildings you need are built, all of your storage is full, and you have a bunch of materials, and it's like, well, I could build another building for the sake of just building another building, but without another purpose. It doesn't seem like there's not much reason to do that. And then your skills are decently high enough, so there's not really much reason to go grinding skills. And just like without like a clear goal, this game sort of feels a little bit stagnant. And we've been at that point like many times in the past, and what always reinvigorates it for us is like a brand new project. Like when we set out to build the labyrinth, or when we set out to like redesign Linton, or when we set out to just build a brand new deed. And it makes it so that every time you log in, you know what to do next, because what you need to do next is going to lead towards that end goal of that finishing that project. And so doing this kind of rekindled that same sort of experience where we log in, it's like we got tons of stuff we got to do. We got 10 things that could easily be done to like lead towards the end goal, and we just got to pick one of those things and do it, and it's all worth it in the end.
And you sell your account and start over. It was tough for us to even drop all of our stuff.
Right.
I would say.
Let alone sell it.
And there you go. See, you Jensen knows which one to do. The round pole gate.
I just feel
everybody
like
loves it. Everybody loves it but you, Adam.
You would look at that round pole gate and you would wonder, how is it that the horses aren't just pushing it over to get out?
Because they're very solid,
I wish that there was a solid looking wooden fence gate that was half the height of the wall.
That is something that this game is missing, isn't it? Like a vertical slat, nice, like a nice version of the crude fence.
Yeah, exactly. A nice version of the crude fence. That's exactly what we need right now. That's exactly it.
That's what this game does not have. That they should.
Yeah, just the same kind of thing as the crude fence, but instead of all the planks being sort of like angled a little bit, like put them nice and straight and flat.
Nicely, and like next to each other. There's more of them.
Yeah, so like no space between them. Just make it nice and smooth and flat.
That would be awesome. You only use round pole to trap people in mines on PvP. Yes, that's what we should call it. We'll call it the uncrewed fence. And the uncrewed fence gate. So if any devs are listening at some point, that's what we expect to be in the game. The next fence type is the uncrewed fence.
Yep. What's happening here? I ran out of clay. Kind of feel like we're gonna run out of beams.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I know.
Let's do the math. How many do we have?
It's not by much, but we're definitely only have enough for 5 more walls, and there's more than 5 walls.
All right, let's see. I'm finishing that one. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
9,
6, 7, 8.
It's probably like 7 because the wall I'm working on
8
has.
Oh, it's already done.
And the wall that you have.
So 7, you have 5, so we need 10 more.
Yeah.
That's easy enough.
Yep, and there's logs in the cart too to make, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, every stables that I'm seeing has that solid half wall.
I think that's just the design.
Yeah.
But in saying that, we don't have the uncrewed fence. What do you feel we should do?
I mean, again, I feel like the regular wooden fence gate is maybe the one that goes the best. I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's better to go with a metal bars? I kind of want to see what it looks like.
Yeah, you'd have to see what it looks like.
I kind of feel like we won't be able to do the high fence bars in the archway. Kind of a memory that they don't allow that.
That it almost feels like you have to do the fence bar first.
No, even if you did the fence bar first, you wouldn't be able to build the archway.
I remember doing it before.
No, remember...
There was a way to do it.
Do you remember when we were trying to do that in the basement of the basement house?
Yeah, but we ended up doing it.
No, we ended up putting the low fence bars in instead.
I remember somebody telling us you can build the high iron fence in the arch.
No, they used
but not the gate.
They used to make it. It used to be so you could do that, but they got rid of it. For I'm not sure why.
So, have we decided to work on any new skills that we're trying out for the very first time on our new deed? And there are skills that we're going to attempt to do that we haven't done. Adam is, of course, the animal husbandry person now that we don't have one.
Yep.
We left our animal husbandry character back on the other deed, back on the other server.
Yep. So that's definitely a skill that I haven't. I mean, I've worked on another character, but like, I don't think I was the one who leveled them up, eh?
Right. But we have it.
We had it, yeah. So I did a lot of breeding with that character. Let's see what my animal husbandry is now. I haven't really been doing much with it, so it's pretty much the same as it was before. It's at 29. No, that's not right. 26. It's at 26, so that's pretty low.
I'm personally wanting to work on taming.
Okay, so taming. You also were talking about hot food cooking. Getting your cooking up.
Yeah. I do want to get my cooking up, so I probably will make some kind of building that would allow me to at least raise that to a decent level. Nothing crazy, but more than 50.
Pan filling. I can show you how to
I don't know
pan
if I
fill.
have to do pan fill. Can I get away with pottery bowl fill for a little while?
Yeah. Any kind of container filling, doesn't matter what it is. But the trick of being able to load tons of containers really quickly, that's key. You can get some really fast gains that way. When the taming fails badly, get mats for the hot food cooking. Yeah.
Here's the thing. I remember getting my taming up high enough to be able to tame unicorns.
Ah, yes.
Because I tame unicorns. And I don't know if unicorns became harder to tame since then, or if somehow my animal taming went down. But... which wouldn't have been the first skill that went down. Remember the whole epic fiasco where they transferred our skills to epic?
Yes.
For some reason, transferring the skills to epic caused some of my skills to go down. I have no idea which skill other than fighting. So we caught fighting like 6 months later, some
Right.
like crazy amount of time later. We
Right.
weren't
It's like,
even
why is
looking
my
at it.
fighting at 20?
Or is it like like we have 100% sure our fighting was closer to 80.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't know how that affected any of my other skills.
Right.
I have no idea.
Right. We don't really keep
And,
track too carefully about what our skills are. The fighting one was just obvious though. Because
Yeah, I almost wonder if my animal taming skill actually went down due to that, and I just wouldn't remember.
it's either that or unicorns became harder to tame. Could be that too.
Yeah, one of those. Who knows?
Well, if we want to do taming, we got to do reed pens.
Yeah, I mean, then we'd have to do like a bunch of stews. I remember doing that, the stew to the pig
Yeah.
sort of thing. I just don't know, like, which animals are certain animals better for taming than others? Do you get more skill for taming something at a specific level than other animals?
I wonder if it's similar to like how if you got to sort of stick to animals that are close to your skill or something related to the difficulty. Yeah, I don't know.
That's just something that we don't know.
I
We haven't
don't
really
know.
paid much attention to that.
I
But I'd really want to focus on that.
I am going
feel
to be right back. I'm just gonna take a bathroom break.
all right.
Okay.
So, and I mean, if I look at my taming now, I don't even know what I remember thinking back in the day when I thought I have enough taming to do a unicorn. And then I went out and I tamed a unicorn, and I remember riding it, and I really wanted to have somebody behind me because I knew that two players could mount the unicorn at the same time. And that particular unicorn, for whatever reason, or based on the amount of weight that we had, the unicorn just wouldn't move at all. Like very slightly, would like move forward so slowly that it was very underwhelming, I must say. And since then, like, what is my taming at right now? Let's take a look. My animal taming is 33. So would I at 33, would I have said to myself, I have enough skill now at 33 to tame a unicorn, and then go out, tame a unicorn, and become disappointed in its mounting capabilities? I don't know. See, I don't know if I lost skill. Maybe I was at 40, and then went out and tamed the unicorn. I wouldn't know. I just know that 33 now is not enough to tame a unicorn.
Now I know
I have tried.
they added the ability to gear unicorns. So did that make unicorns like feasible in terms of riding? Like, do they go fast as horses, or as fast as hell horses even, or
Yeah, I don't know.
does it make it worth it? Can you hitch unicorns to carts? Is that a thing?
It would be nice to be able to hitch other animals to carts.
Yeah.
Even if you had to tame them, it would be nice.
Yeah, but then you'd only get one at a time.
Ooh.
I'd say as long as you can lead something, you should be able to hitch it to a cart. Wait a minute. That was weird. I just finished building a wall. Then I added this one to the crafting window, and it was already selected on the arch. How did it
Did you put
know?
stuff in it?
No?
No, I created that wall.
Hmm. But it still had the ability to choose. I could have changed it.
Really?
Anyway, that's weird. So by the way, while I was gone, I grabbed myself another beer. I found this one in the store. Have you seen this guy? You can't see. It's a Muskoka brewery. It's called a Milkshake IPA. Black Raspberry Thunder.
What?
Yeah. It's a milkshake
Does
IPA.
sound very good. Or terrible, depending on.
Now, it's another one of those, like, I don't know if you remember, I was drinking I think it was called a salted caramel truffle by Muskoka Brewery. And it was part of this, like, they're teamed up with Kawartha Dairy to make ice cream flavored beer. Like Kawartha Dairy has like their ice cream flavors, and then Muskoka Brewery will take one of their ice cream flavors and just try to make a beer that has notes of that flavor. You know, like it's not overpowering, it's not sweet or anything, but it just like the underlying tone of the beer has notes of that ice cream flavor. So this one is Black Raspberry Thunder. They're calling it a milkshake IPA. So I'm very curious about it.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, it does sound delicious. Huh. And looking at it, it kind of looks pink in color.
Pink in color. Wow.
It is very much an
And
IPA.
wow. Your Allen key, your mind logic has just got an affinity.
Ooh, nice.
That's
From
awesome.
Digging. Nice. I kind of remember I got something similar. Yeah, I also got a Mind Logic one at some point. I think also from Digging. Digging is a good one for
I don't
Mind
think
Logic.
I've ever been lucky to get an affinity other than that carpentry one that I got.
It's a raspberry and vanilla flavored milkshake IPA with a rich, creamy finish. You can definitely taste that creamy finish. Definitely is an IPA though. It has that IPA taste. But also,
But everything else is.
I do taste the
You would
raspberry.
recommend it?
I'd recommend it to you if you like IPAs.
I do like IPAs.
Right. So if you're not an IPA fan, it's not like the milkshake is going to make it all better.
So it's still an IPA, still has that IPA flavor.
Right. And again, the creamy finish is very subtle. It's like yeah. It's there though. Definitely is there. It's a subtle, but
It does sound interesting.
and there's the raspberry flavor. You can taste that. Yeah, it's but over the like it's still full on IPA. Definitely has that flavor.
I can definitely understand then.
It's very interesting. Okay, let's see. I'm going to make a few of these beams. How many do we need?
But do we need a few of those beams?
No, we don't. Or did you just finish?
We have just finished the walls on the bottom level.
Nice.
Yes, congrats,
Nice.
Adam. Congrats. There you go.
Okay, sweet. So let's take a look. Let's move this out of the way.
I feel like I'm going to go around and cultivate the ground.
Okay. That looks nice. Okay, so I do like having these like little one by one spots for. I suppose that they could be used for storage for things like saddles and horseshoes and whatever else a stables might need.
What kind of hallway flooring would you like?
Good question.
Some kind of cobblestone or something.
I almost thought like gravel would be good.
Yeah, I knew your mind would go to gravel.
And I
But
knew
do you
you
really
would
want
know
gravel?
that my mind would go to gravel.
Do you really want to be going slower
See,
or
that's the
having a
thing.
more dingy looking?
I wish they would fix that and make gravel just go as fast as everyone, because gravel has such a nice look to it for that rustic, especially for this situation. It's just a barn, stables, you know.
Could be wood. You could have wooden floors.
I could have wooden floors, yeah. Okay. How about we do wooden planks, like because it seems like
So instead of wooden floors, just make the planks and then
just make
put
the
them
planks.
as a.
Yeah.
Okay.
That way they'll be flush with the ground.
All right, then I'll need to cultivate this.
You know, one thing that I wish that they had, because you know, if we put a roof over this building, it would be like a big, you know, what do you call it? Yeah, big pyramid.
Yeah.
I wish you were able to like section off. Like, for example, I just want this 2x2 to have a roof, and then the next 2x2 to have its own roof. You know?
I understand.
I wish there was that sort of capability. I remember in Linton, I was struggling with that. Like, I had one big building, but I didn't want this big pyramid roof. So what I did was every so often I'd put a second story and just make it like a little bit, you know, make a second story of walls, put a roof on top of that, and then next to that, a roof on top of the first story, and sort of staggered it that way. But it'd be nice if there was the option of just, I want the roof over this little section, and then I want a completely separate roof over that section.
Do we have planks?
Yes. Let me go get them. So do these require us to make plank
Yes.
things first? But they're much
Yep.
easier to make now,
Yes.
if I'm not mistaken. What are they called? Floorboards? Floor?
Yeah, I think it's just floorboards.
And it's just large nails and 5 planks. Sweet. That's like so much
I feel
easier.
like we should have both of those.
Maybe
Maybe not the large nails.
I'll have to double check about the large nails, because I did make a whole bunch of crates down here and used a whole bunch of large nails. Let's see, what do we got? We have 4 large nails. That's not enough. Planks are good though. Let's put them into here. Let's see how much space I got. Yep, that's good.
I almost feel like the old pottery floors would have looked nice. What do pottery floors look like now?
They have that red color.
Remember the old pottery floors that were like yellow?
Okay.
That might have looked nice.
Trying to oh yes, I remember. They looked like little bricks, but they were yellowish hinted. I kind of remember what you're talking about now. What is going on? Oh, that's a carving knife blade. There's a carving knife. Okay.
Hey, we could always use more planks, Alan. I mean, we're talking about this house. I'm going to need a house at some point. Definitely smaller than this one. That just has my leatherworking station in it. I'm debating where to put that house.
You think that you would need it to be nearly that big?
No, I want it much smaller.
Oh, okay, much smaller. Okay. Because the way you sounded, like You sound like you were saying that you
And
want it to be
I have some
slightly smaller.
ideas. I have some ideas, but I just not sure. So while you make those large nails, I will be right back.
Okay.
And I will also have a small break.
Sounds good. So yeah, now, I'm left with nothing to talk about. That's usually not like me. I usually have something to say. But I feel like I was relying on Brian to come up with the next thing to say. All right, what am I doing here? I am making some large nails, and I'm waiting for this to heat up. So what, if you want to help make planks, let me see if I can get you set up with that. That might be helpful. We do have planks. That's the thing. We do have planks. Can never have enough of those, I think. Just forge ahead, yes. That is what I will do. I've never had a stables that was like this. Although I've always kind of wanted one. You know, like a full building that has these individual stable stalls. I think it looks really nice, you know? Like it looks nice. It looks like a stables to me. You know, every one of my other stables were just like fenced off areas. Basic fenced areas. And those, like, I mean, they do the job. They look okay. Yeah, that's okay. Again, my feeling is that we have the planks. They are in the cart. Let me just see. I'm gonna just. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'd say, Alan Key, that we're good on planks. We are just gonna need a few more large nails, which I'll just hammer out quickly in our little mine here. I must say, restarting this project has given me a big appreciation for what a new player experience is. Considering like our skills are decent, but we don't have good quality tools, and that is making everything take so much longer than normal. It's kind of amazing. Okay, let's see here. I need iron, so let's just grab that one there. And one of these is a decent quality. It's this one. And by decent, I mean 57. Where is it? Oh no, what am I doing? It's a small anvil that I need.
Alright, what are we up
large
to?
nails. Get into making some large nails. Yeah, it's true. Like, I feel like planks is one of those things that I've been doing the most of in terms of in terms of bulk goods. But mostly because I've made a crap ton of crates. I must have made, I'm going to say, probably in the vicinity of 70 or 80 crates since we got here. So, yeah, just make a ton of planks.
Could you ever have enough of really anything?
Yeah, no.
Not at this stage in the game.
Oh, dude, Alan, you need some food. Do you want to fire up the oven?
I could definitely do that. Make some 30 quality breakfasts or something.
Yeah, 30 quality is what we got. Alan Key, what's your hot food cooking? Maybe you can make something better than 30 quality breakfasts. Personally, I'm planning on mowing down on a refresh.
Let me take a look what I can do here.
Although we do have some rare dirt that's rotting away.
We do.
Did you ever get around to making yourself an altar?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
I did not, unfortunately.
Okay, Alan Key can make some 50 quality meals. That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
Ooh.
You know, one thing that I'd like to do is work on our tools. You know, making better quality tools.
We do need to do that eventually, yeah.
I could do that at this forge station, but I really do also kind of want to have my what do you call it? A nice
You want your
workstation.
blacksmithing
Yeah,
station.
my blacksmithing station.
For me, I almost feel like I just want one house
Okay,
for everything.
one house for everything.
This is not including my little area that's
For the cows.
for the cows. Yeah, so, but I might want them to be connected.
That's it, a proper
Somehow.
workshop. Okay, so like you have the cows, you have like a little building that's designed to take care of the cows and then connected to... See, that's kind of how I was feeling about the stables building. You know, like I'm like the stables building, and I kind of wanted to have my workshop sort of in some way connected so that I can get from one to the other in a sort of seamless way.
Yeah. Can still do that. And whether it's through just a pathway or a bridge of some kind, somewhat that they're close in vicinity, so that I don't have to go very far.
Oh, and Hackett, I missed.
matter-
I missed you. There you are. How's it going?
Oh, hey Hackett. You are a bit late to the show. We're in the process of, I should say, trying to complete the bottom level of the stables with the goal of being able to move the animals in today.
Now, wait. Did we decide what fences we're doing? I'm still leaning toward the wooden fences, but I could be swayed if there's like a...
What exactly would sway you? Did we mention we needed sandstone
Did we need sandstone?
in your YouTube video? Is that like in the car video or in a previous video?
I mean, I
that
might
we
have
made?
mentioned something about liking sandstone and thinking maybe that's something that I might want to make my house out of, but I haven't 100% decided. So I think until I do, I don't... Sandstone is nice, I have to admit. For most for most buildings, I think sandstone is a really nice color. But I haven't quite 100% decided.
So what do I need
Ooh,
to make?
3K sandstone for free. Okay, there's a public mine nearby that has a sandstone vein. Okay, interesting.
Thanks.
Or Alan Key has 3,000 for free. So, well, how about we'll leave it at I'll let you know, because I haven't quite 100% decided. I'll have to figure it out. Where am I on these nails? Okay, so if we are to go with just the regular wooden ones,
Yeah.
then we need small nails, I think, as well, which I think we have enough of. But otherwise, if we go with, like, say, the tall iron fences, we're going to need to make fence bars,
Yes.
for which I'm going to have to do some mining. Because I think each fence bar,
Was it like 6?
6.
Wait.
And the tall ones take 2 fence bars.
That's true.
And that's a lot, because there's 10 gates, so that's 120 ore. And I haven't, because I don't have anything set up for supplies, like storage, I haven't done a mass, like, iron mining yet. Besides, I kind of want to get my pickaxe to a higher quality than it's currently at, about 60, before I do a massive mining.
Do you have... Could I get 7 large nails?
Mm-hmm. Wait, yeah, there you are. There, you can have 9.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, so I have enough large nails, I'd say, now, and put those there. See, I got the feeling that you don't want to do wooden fences.
They might work. They might work nicely. They're not that hard to make. They will look better, definitely painted.
Yeah, I will definitely.
Are we able to paint them now?
I think they can be painted.
Right, because before when we did it in we did it before, but it was more like a GM hack for Linton.
Oh, right. I could be wrong, but I think when you know how they added it so that you can paint different parts of the boat a different color?
Mm-hmm.
I think they made it so that you can dye things like gates and things. Again, I could be wrong though, but I kind of have a memory of that.
We'll find out.
The other thing that we're going to need, that I just realized, is thatch.
I am on that right now.
Okay, perfect. Awesome. Okay.
Question is really, how much thatch?
That is the question.
Is 20 enough? Or is that too much, maybe?
I need 8.
So that's cool. There's a public mine, has sandstone. Maybe a few other things, because I think I have to hit. Let's see, what do I got? I need to mine copper and tin. I also need to create a bronze lump.
Oh, for your journal entries you're talking about.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Something for the
floorboards.
future.
Yeah, Alan Key is mentioning that his internet's not liking the stream tonight. And I've had that experience before where I'm trying to watch something on Twitch and Twitch is just not liking my computer or something. Yeah, I really do want to get to the point where my tools are up high quality again. I feel a little bit gimped when it comes to like I don't want to hit that utmost iron vein that we have there very much with my 60 quality pickaxe. Even though I need
Yeah.
that 90 quality ore in order to imp my pickaxe up to 90 quality before it's like chicken and the egg problem. What's happening here? Oh, they're
Guess
going
I'll
on
have
the
to spend some
floor.
days.
Yep, that's okay. I, I really did think about sitting there in blacksmithing. I did blacksmith a whole bunch of stuff up to like, what did I do? I think I got my shovel up to 80 something. It's already back down in the 70s, but I think I imped you a shovel up to the 80 something.
Yep. It's now at 80.
Let's see what's happening here. That's the 8 floorboards. Okay. Right, so it's just 4 more. This is amazing. I have distinct memories of spending countless hours making floorboards. When what? We needed to like what was it, like 24 planks in a floorboard or something crazy
Yeah, it
like
was
that?
a lot of planks.
And yes, I did imp
Per
Excalibur.
floorboard.
I did imp the Excalibur. I had the thought I'll just make a new iron shovel that has my signature on it. But then I thought, this one's kind of special. So I kept the one that we found and imped it up to 80. And I found out more letters of the person who actually made it. It was Gradzidel. It's missing one letter, or maybe 2 letters, I don't know. Anyway, the floorboards just ends up going on the floor. Okay, that's... Yeah, and you know what? I haven't found anything other than iron in the area either.
I wonder how far we have to go. Although, I mean, it's a big server.
Well, I'm sure that there's I just need to do some mining, The mine that we have seems like there used to be a mine down there, but it's all collapsed. So when you look through the walls, you see like little pockets of mines all over the place. I just got to spend some time opening it up. Whoa, I got 4 mail. Okay, so we don't have a mailbox nearby, do we?
There is one, but I don't know.
All right, Hackett's working on the same kind of challenge we were. Drop all your stuff and start from scratch. So he just got a pelt. Congratulations. That's
nice.
That's a huge win. Absolutely. Okay, you got a mailbox on your village? And I think you're just across the road or just down the road.
Yeah, I found one once.
It's very possible that Silverwolf has one. She's right next to us. I mean, like a public one or one that's easily accessible.
Okay, yeah. I'm pretty sure I can find that one again that I saw before.
Okay.
Which I'm pretty sure is also to the east. So I don't know. Maybe we're thinking of the same one.
Okay. Whoops, I dropped that one in the wrong spot. When did they change floorboards, do you think? Do you think when they added the different floor types?
Yeah, probably. When they did the whole pavement thing.
So Hackett, yeah, if we do find the mailbox that's on your deed or your area, then it should be, I don't think you need to give access for mailboxes. As long as they're
Yeah, I don't think so.
in the open. I wonder if putting tar on the floorboards still makes them tint.
They do. Yeah.
They do?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I really like that feature.
All right.
You know, it just gives that extra added element of customability. How's the beer tonight? Great, actually.
It was really awesome.
So yeah, you really enjoyed yours. I have to get, what was it called again?
Trash Panda.
Crash Panda?
Trash.
Oh, Trash Panda.
Yeah, the next animal of Wurm Online is what I'm hoping.
Yep, I'm gonna have to try that Trash Panda. And I was drinking a Mill Street Cobblestone Stout, and I'm really getting into these stouts. Really enjoying them a lot. And right now I'm working on a very interesting milkshake IPA by Muskoka Brewery. Again, very interesting. It's sort of like a treat beer, but it's not sweet really. It has like a raspberry tinge. You even look at it and it's pink in color.
And are we fans of the Leafs? We are in Canada, in Toronto.
Yeah, we live.
You have to be fans of the Leafs.
Yeah.
So yes, and it was a very good hockey game yesterday.
You know, I must say that it's been a while since I've been like the diehard fan or the I need to catch every game type fan. I kind of just like keep up with the scores. I don't know. Something happened.
You don't keep up with the people anymore, huh?
It's like I kind of want to, but I just haven't. I don't know.
Now, it's only been one game of a 7-game series. They did win that game. It was a fun game to watch. I'm still concerned for them in this series, but we'll see. Anything can happen. It'll be fun to see in the next week or so.
How do I use floorboards now? I would have guessed I just packed the ground.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't the Habs year this year.
Oh yeah, well, or last year. I always thought that I could just activate the floorboards, right-click a packed dirt tile, and just put it down.
We are grassed up. I am going to... Do you care where I start the enchanted grass?
Nope. Do you have any suggestions on how I
So I can
could
just start here.
put the floorboards down? Let me double check something.
Here we go. That's one tile.
Sorry, you lost me here because I somehow hit my mute button again.
Oh, I did an enchanted tile, grass tile in there.
Okay, nice. Do you Do you have any idea how I could plant this floorboard? Because
Yes, you need to unpack the dirt,
really,
which I'm assuming you just did because
that's
I
so dumb.
went through it and unpacked the dirt earlier in the stream for this exact moment.
How did you know that it needed to be unpacked?
Because I've done a lot of floorboards.
That's just so. Every other paving type needs it to be packed.
It's correct. Not this one.
That's so dumb. That's just logic. That's pure logic. In order to lay the wood down, you need unpacked dirt.
But we all know. You get used to it. You do enough and you never forget.
Right. However, how often are you putting floorboards down?
I love floorboards.
I do love floorboards. Don't get me wrong, but have you played floorboards down after puzzles?
I mean, we did it. We did it in a number of deeds, I would say. Almost each one of our deeds had a floorboard area.
It is true. The factional fight deed does have a few floorboards. Although I feel like I put those down before they changed the floorboards to these easy kind.
Probably. I feel like we made a lot and had them like almost ready with one. You know, you'd leave like one plank out, and you'd be able to just store a bunch in a.
In a backpack?
Yeah, and then we just had a bunch. And we never used them, and then, you know, why not? Why not use them? Then they changed it to make it so they didn't need that many, and we just had a bunch of these old floorboards that needed one plank.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing that we will need is a bunch of shafts. So I'm going to start working on that. Let's see, how many, I think there's 10 pens. Each
I had
one
a bunch of shafts somewhere.
needs.
Hold on.
Yeah, but can you find them in the time that it takes me to make 20 shafts?
I don't know.
Let's see.
I feel like they're out here somewhere. Ah, here's some. And here's some.
Oh, we got a
All
bunch
right,
of
got some
Canadians
shafts.
here.
Ooh. Alan Key, you're in Ottawa?
Alan Key's in Ottawa. Hackett's in. Wait,
And
did you say
before you left Canada, you were in Peterborough.
born in
But
Montreal.
was born in Montreal, which would explain the Habs fanness. And now you're all the way in Texas.
Wow, Texas is.
Quite the change.
Yeah.
We know a guy in Texas.
Do we?
Bo lives in Texas.
Oh, okay.
Oh, Zalbag, you're in Nova Scotia.
Oh, no judgment.
We
love Nova Scotia.
we did a trip to Nova Scotia when we were kids.
Yep.
Panama. Why did you have to go to Panama?
Where is Panama? Is that Arizona?
I don't think so. Is it?
So Nova Scotia, we visited Halifax and.
It's not.
Where else did we see? We saw a bunch of the coast. I just don't know exactly where it was. Like
Panama's in the middle of.
Pebble Beach. We went to Pebble Beach.
We did. Panama, Central America.
A ramp going towards the guard tower. You mean from the stables?
Yeah.
Canadian education system failing us. Yeah. Well, you know, each province has its own system. And currently the Ontario system seems to be eating itself.
All right, so I do have a lot of shafts, by the way.
Okay, well, I've already made 15. And I'm queued up another few more, so...
I've got 30. Now, what are we going to do with that?
Okay, well, we just need... again, I'm feeling wooden fence gates.
All right.
I really do like it. Once this all gets set up, like it'll feel like a rustic looking what do you call it? Stables.
Fence gate it is. Let's do it.
I'm also going to probably need some gate locks.
I would say eventually. Do you really need them though?
I don't think I need them, but I think without them, I'm not sure it doesn't make much of a difference, but trolls can get in.
Did you bring
small nails?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the raft.
All right. Yes, so I believe that is a good reason to put the locks on them, because if we don't, Hackett is going to steal everything.
I wonder, like, can people steal stuff? Right, it's like they won't be able to.
Even if they can't, is that really gonna stop people?
I mean, even if they went in, and so you're on deed, you have horses. What if they're not branded? Would they be able to do anything? Like, I guess the deed has a permission for being able to kill animals, so they won't be able to kill them.
I think that there's actually a permission for leading animals.
Okay, yes,
No.
I think you're right. So I think everything would be safe if we didn't have locks.
But that would give us an incentive to lock it anyway. Just the idea that someone might be able to.
I feel like the permission system is well done in the sense that it does lock things down pretty nicely.
You're right.
And there's even a decent amount of permissions that you can have off deed. Like, if you brand your horse, there's no worry anymore that somebody's going to be able to take the equipment.
Even if your horse dies?
Yeah, didn't they even change it so that even if your horse dies, I still feel like your stuff is protected.
Forever?
I guess until it rots.
That doesn't seem right. Right.
I think it's until it rots. Oh, I didn't finish that one. All right. Is that it?
What do you think?
Looks good. All right, you want to start leading, and
That's
I'm
how you
gonna
want it?
go make some gate locks.
Sure. Do you have any preference?
Nah. I think that for now it's just put 2 of each, preferably a male and a female.
All right, this is going to be tough, but give it a shot.
So once you never put a lock on your sailboat, then one day it was gone because you thought you parked it on your deed, but it wasn't. Yeah. On the flip side of that story, as brand new players,
Someone got a spiffy new boat.
we had procured a sailboat that wasn't locked down or on deed. Maybe it was your boat, Hackett. Now, if it was, like, we did feel bad about taking that boat after once we realized that stuff is made by everybody and how hard it was to make boats. But at the time, I think we were like 2 days into the game and we had no idea what we were doing.
It was a rowboat.
And it was a rowboat. Yeah, it was like just a basic rowboat. And we looked at that rowboat as though it was like salvation. Like we wouldn't be harassed by mobs. We could get around the entire server searching for a place to live.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome,
Yeah.
I must say. She is very strong. He is very strong. All right.
Okay,
Combine
permission so you
expander.
can cut down a few trees. Absolutely. Let's see if... Let's see if I can do that. Manage roles. Nope, that's not manage roles. Chop down trees and bushes. Is that enough? You might need to... You might need the pickup permission. So I'm going to give you the pickup permission. Just, you know.
Imp quality iron. How much do you need?
Oh, no, truly, we are okay. So, just like, the only issue right now is that because we dropped all of our gear, I'm sitting with whatever pickaxe I made in haste, a 60 quality pickaxe. But my mining is really not bad. And I have found ourselves an utmost iron vein right here. Like this guy right next to me, when I prospected, it is an utmost vein. So it's not a matter of like I need imp quality iron. It's a matter of I don't want to be hitting that vein too much with my 60 quality pickaxe. So it's just a matter of I gotta imp my pickaxe, gotta spend time and do that, and then I can have I have access to the yeah, it's just gotta get there. Yeah, it's not. I know.
Picked up over 593 quality iron on my way back from Lunalong.
I even did mine a bunch of 90 quality ore. We've been so preoccupied. Like every time I log on, it's like, imp my tools, dig some dirt. And I've just like spent time digging dirt. And then now that we've got the stable thing going, it's like I'm spending all my time like gathering materials for that, and I'll get around to it. Don't you worry. I got this whole like, I got to get my workshop set up. I got to get all this stuff work. It's just, and it's the type of thing that I love doing anyway. I love mining. I love getting all my like bulk storage bins filled with all this stuff. It's something that will just give me something to do. So I'm good on all
How
that.
high
Thanks, though.
can you imp your tools?
How high can I in my tools? That's a good question. So my blacksmithing is also not that bad either. Let's take a look.
Not bad in.
You know, it's like half decent.
What does
So
that say?
It says
89?
89 is the number that comes after the decimal point.
I
so
see. I see. Yeah, not bad.
It's not bad. So like, I've just been lazy is all. Like I shouldn't say lazy, but I've just been preoccupied. We'll be getting around to getting our tools back up and running. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. That's all. Okay, what was I doing? I was coming down here to do locks. Let's see.
We really only have one horse, and like,
I know.
and now
Although Marlin came by and dropped off another horse. Can you check to see if it's a male horse or a female horse? That baby white one.
all right. So the baby white one is a male.
Okay. See,
The big one
it's also male. I think
is a male.
all of our
We
horses are
have
male.
no female horses.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to go out and find ourselves a female horse at some point. Although I'm
Yeah, I
kind of
guess
like,
so.
I'm kind of feeling like at the beginning, I kind of want to work on the hell horses.
Right, which is good. I would concur.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about the hell horses, and it's something that we've never really done before. But they are kind of badass. Like they go
Yeah.
fast.
They do. It'd be nice to have a whole bunch, enough to not care about them getting old.
Right. And now that we have the stables, I feel like breeding them is going to be not a big deal. I do feel like we need to expand the deed because every baby that gets added is just going to bring that ratio down. And it's not
Right.
going to be long before we hit that point where everything starts getting diseased. So leatherworking mine is terrible because Brian over here is the leather. If you like, my skills are kind of shameful in comparison to Brian's.
No, no. You have the higher skills.
I have the one
Like,
skill that's higher than yours, but you have
Much
so
higher.
many that are just so high. Like I would say that
I'm like the jack of all trades guy.
right. I have
And less like a
I have-
high quality,
here's
like
the thing
high
though.
skills.
Your wood cutting is like the same as my mining, right? Like you were the wood cutting side of things. I was
Yes.
the mining side of things. So I spent
is
time
true.
on my smithing. So my blacksmithing's pretty good. My jewelry smithing's
Mm.
pretty good. My weapon smithing's not bad. I have plate armor smithing that's not bad. My
Mhm.
locksmithing, believe it or not, 50.53 is like painful. It's painful to get locksmithing up that high. But then you have carpentry, fine carpentry, leatherworking, pottery, masonry,
Pottery, masonry, not that high, but yeah.
stone cutting.
Yes.
What else do you got? It's got to be another one I'm missing.
Not really.
Leatherworking, masonry, stone cutting, carpentry, and fine carpentry. I guess your shipbuilding's not bad.
It's not good.
It's not like super high, but you can make NARS.
My farming like 60.
Right, your farming's
My
getting there. You're working on farming though.
my shipbuilding was only like 50 something.
Really? I thought you hit 60 on shipbuilding.
Mm, no, 58.5.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. Yeah. I mean, we're not talking about digging, which is in the 90s.
Right, digging. Digging is there. That's higher than mine.
But that's it. Nothing crazy.
Right.
Pretty much you listed everything.
I think your pottery is what, like in the 80s?
No, it's like never reached there. I've tried. And
Okay.
I'd love to get to 80, but it's only at 77.8.
Okay. But that's still decent for pottery.
Yeah, I just haven't worked on it since they added all the pottery stuff. None of us has any hundreds, right? My closest one is carpentry, but my carpentry is only 99.3.
Right. I do have.
And I'm fine
I
with
mean,
that. I don't want to grind it more.
Right. Like I'm at. I must say that with blacksmithing, especially since I hit about 95-ish, I have not spent time just grinding it. Every time I get skill ups in blacksmithing, it's because like I'm working on something that I need for something else.
Yeah, so those skills are really like, 99 carpentry, uh, 97 fine carpentry, 94 wood cutting. Those are my main skills. And then everything else is sort of secondary. So it's like I only have 94 masonry.
Only.
Only got to 85 stone cutting.
Okay. I'm not sure if that's
And
that's bad. That's
I
not
mean,
that
that's
bad.
pretty much it. Leatherworking's only really like 93.8.
Leatherworking is only 93.8, you say?
Mm-hmm.
Is there even a purpose of keeping these keys anymore?
I don't know.
Defensive fighting, yeah, not overly useful, I would say.
I took forever to find what my affinity was. It never appeared in my skill tree until the
Okay.
very, very end. One of the last skills that I uncovered, and that was because and I believe maybe Actually, I don't know when it uncovered. It was quite long after we started playing, because my affinity was shield bashing.
Right.
So we never had a shield, and we never had to bash really anything until we went to epic.
Right. And my
I feel like
my
actually, I don't know.
official
Yeah.
original affinity, what was it? Yeah, I think it was longbows or something like that. Archery, yeah, longbow.
Yeah.
So not very useful for me. I'm sure that many PvP people would like that affinity. But yeah. But I think since they added that new affinity thing where you can get affinities, I gained a mind logic affinity. What was the other one? I think it was
Nice.
I think it was pickaxes. I was like so mad because I was mining away. I could have gotten a mining one, but no. I got pickaxes. I think it's here. I got pickaxe. Got an affinity.
Yeah, at least you got a couple of them.
Yeah. I'm not complaining.
The one I got was carpentry,
Did you?
and I only got it after I had reached 99 point whatever I'm at.
So now you have to grind it.
Yeah, I 100% did not motivate me at all to grind it more. I think I'm pretty good.
Your main affinity was a religion. Oh, goodness. even if you're a priest, that does not seem like a very good affinity.
Yeah.
And strength digging does strength actually do anything? Like the strength on its own? Oh wait. Oh, is it body strength when you're saying strength? Because actually, body strength is a really nice one. Shovel, yeah. Must have been doing a lot of digging to get the miscellaneous digging and shovel.
Yeah. Well, I'm sitting there. Hey, Earthworm.
Earthworm, welcome.
I finished moving all the animals, so all the animals are in there somewhere.
Okay, awesome.
What do you think? We're pretty much. I mean, we set out to create or to finish the bottom level of your stables, and we have finished your bottom level of your stable.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this actually. Like it's turned out pretty nice. Just finishing attaching the last locks. There's 4 more to go.
I feel like we did more than I thought we would.
I mean, it seems like we're getting to the end of what we expected to. This was what we set out. This is the goal, and
Like the locking and all that stuff.
Look at
I
that.
was not thinking that that's what we would be doing.
like 2 weeks in a row, 2 episodes in a row, we met the goal that we set out to do. That's like just monumental.
We're just amazing, or we're lowering the bar each and every week.
Our goal today is to chop down 3 trees.
Eventually,
Eventually, we'll make our goals.
we'll make every single goal we have. Now, I don't know. What do you think of this end result in your mind? Is it anything close to what you wanted?
This is exactly what I was envisioning. Truly, like this is exactly what I wanted. Like the individual pens, and it was all sectioned off. I think it looks really nice. If only they would add solid fence gates. I think that I would have gone with that. That like if there was a better fitting gate for stables. It's the only thing that I wish.
Yeah. Hey, Ultimate Savior.
Ultimate
Are you allowed to
Savior.
be up this late?
I mean, it makes sense with the affinity system that
I never fight anyone when it's past their bedtime.
like with the affinity system, I like how they implemented how you can get affinities, and it kind of makes sense that if you are constantly doing the same kind of actions many times, that you would gain an affinity in that, which would increase, and it seems like it's increased the rate at which you gain that skill. So that's like, it kind of makes sense on a logical level.
I wonder when did they add this? When did they add this whole affinity system? Has it been over a year?
It might have been a year. It might have been a year, but not much more
I'm
than
wondering
that.
because maybe it's been about a year because I remember not realizing that I got the carpentry affinity until many months later.
Right.
And eventually, like, I'm wondering if I start leveling up a skill, what are my chances of getting another affinity in that skill? It's fairly low, I'm assuming.
It is fairly low. But what's interesting is that every time that you get a skill up in any skill, you have a chance at getting an affinity there. So if you're like, let's say, grinding out a skill like leatherworking, you have a chance at getting a mind logic affinity and a tailoring. What's the main sub skill? Not the sub skill, but yeah, tailoring affinity. You know, every skill that potentially comes up on your skills tracker feed or whatever, you have a chance of getting an affinity in that. Right? So like one action that maybe gives you 5 different skill ticks, that gives you 5 different chances at getting it's kind of like
very, very, very small chances.
Very small. It's kind of like winning the lottery, but you know, the more actions you do, it's like buying more tickets to the lottery. And I mean, I've gotten a couple, so.
So this whole thing about hay bale, that wouldn't be that hard, I don't think, for them to do. You know, add some sort of harvesting hay ability. Like how do you create hay, and then how would you want, like, take a rope, wrap the hay into a hay bale of some kind, and place it down in each pen, and the horse would eat it. Like, is this something that would be worth the devs to do?
You know what they should do instead is add like a trough that allows you to, you know, you fill up with food and that food will automatically be eaten out of. Hay bales, I don't know.
Well, if you actually went into a horse's pen of some kind, pretty sure a lot of it is like there is hay.
Okay.
And then, but there's never any grass, and it's mostly like dirt for them to stand on.
Right. And then they'll have like a feeding trough.
Yeah, and Ultimate Savior, you're really, really late. We've explained why my video is freezing this whole stream.
Yeah, we tried everything.
A Discord issue.
Yeah, Discord is seeming to have...
Oh, it has been a few hours. We could always try this. Is that any better at all?
Wait, it kind of... No, it's still freezing.
No. Still bad.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not really much you can do. All we can really do is hope that next time Discord has better video server conditions.
Yep. I mean, this is the first time it's been this bad, I'd say, so...
Yep.
We'll give them the benefit of the doubt and say...
I'm an animated PowerPoint presentation.
What's happening here?
Effects.
Oh, now that you changed servers, it's all garbling up your voice again. And now are you gone? Or are you there?
There. Why don't I just stay on this one? I think this one has been fairly good for the voice.
Yep. I'm just getting these animals together and we'll see what happens.
All right. I hope that I sound like I do in real life.
And Discord is still worth the price. Absolutely. We appreciate Discord very much. Very, very much.
I think all gamers do.
Let me just see here. Is this is a female, and this one is a male. So
The shadows, yeah. Ever since they did the shadow change in the game, it made a huge difference.
oh yeah, the lighting.
Huge difference.
I know.
You've got the bright and dark parts of the game, and just in a game like Wurm, where everything's dynamic, trees grow and make other shadows, and
Wait, you have your gamma up and disabled shadows, and that makes the
Yeah.
shadows look good?
no, it looks good in the stream.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah, I love
Those
the shadows.
cows or
these
horses, would you believe that they're cow horses? Huh?
They are hell horses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're hell horses.
which are
We're
extremely.
experimenting. We've never done this before. We're experimenting breeding hell horses,
Yep.
which are tough because they like to attack you.
Yeah. But on the flip side, they're super fast. Oh, I missed that that message, Alan Key. I'm sorry. You said you needed a frying pan. I don't think we have a frying pan, do we?
We don't.
We'd have to make one. Spin-off Minecraft. Actually, do hate to correct you, but Minecraft was
he
a
knows.
spin-off of. Okay, he knows.
Yeah.
Oh, let's. I just want to quickly go see if I can find that mailbox,
Oh, okay.
because I did get a whole big bunch of stuff in the mail while we were streaming, and I noticed I did have something in the mail when I logged in as well.
Now, I don't have the fastest cart.
I'm just gonna go walk over to Silverwolf's deed because I have
Oh,
faith.
there should be one over there.
I have faith that there's one right over there somewhere. Question is, can I get down here?
I'm very happy. That we actually have a spot to put our animals now.
Yeah,
At
totally.
least most of them. Wait, where are you? Did you already run off?
I did run off. I'm actually regretting going up
Oh,
this
I
way
see.
that I went.
Yeah, you should not have gone that way.
Yeah, I should not go. I'm going to turn around. I'm pretty sure there's a mailbox at the along the shore somewhere, right?
No. Come the other way.
The other way? Like north?
Mm-hmm. No, to the east.
To the east. Away from the shore?
Yes.
Huh. All right.
Trying to see where you are.
I'm coming back. I'm coming back into the deed. Heading east. And coming up our ramp now.
Okay.
So you're thinking if we go over to the highway?
Yes.
Okay.
There you are. Should be somewhere over here.
Oh, was it like that? There was like a little landing that was
Yeah,
flattened
and it
out,
would
and there was a
Looked like it
car,
had a house
and it had a
on
99,
it at some point.
99 quality or 99 career.
Yeah, it's just over here somewhere.
Yeah. Now I remember that place.
This would be a decent game in VR. Yes, it would.
Totally would.
This way, I believe.
Okay.
There was a time where they teased us,
Mm-hmm.
where they showed Wurm in VR. We've talked about it before.
I'm experiencing some weird lag
It was just a
right
tease.
now. Like 20
Maybe
frames per
memory.
second. Why is that?
Somebody wants me to take this copper shovel.
I'm getting some bad lag.
What are we going to do with a copper shovel? Yeah. This is the one I was thinking of.
Have I been getting this bad lag this entire time?
Possibly.
Ooh. So Shady One.
Only you can see it.
Shady One has said, okay, so this is kind of crazy. What? Okay, so we got 3 90 quality pizzas from Shady
What?
One. Thank you so much, Shady One. That's awesome. And Wow Folk has sent us a 100 quality cat pelt
What?
with 101 WOA and 101 COC. What? What? That's just insane.
Where do you get that?
Folk, you are amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, Shady One, for the pizzas. I think I'm just going to grab one for now. And I'm going to grab that.
Do they decay in there?
Well, I don't think so. What's happening? I'm going to take a bite of that. I was going to use my refresh at the end of the night, but this is way better than a refresh. And then I'm going to pass you the remainder.
Just put it in the cart.
Okay, that's a good idea.
I'm eating Adam's pizza leftovers.
But wow, that cat pelt. Folk, so many thanks.
There we go.
That's just unbelievable. I must say, I don't think I've ever had such an item ever. With 101 WOA and 101 COC. That's just...
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And now...
You eating the pizza?
Already done.
Okay.
Now, I'm thinking like it should be a lot easier for you to imp some of these tools I got.
Right. That definitely does add some,
A little bit of pressure that I should not have a 40 quality file or a 20 quality carving knife, which you did give me your other carving knife, but
definitely
I should give it back to you.
can start working on that sort of stuff. Did Alan Key get his pans yet? I think he just settled on a pottery bowl. Okay, let's put some of this stuff back in the cart. I have a feeling that we should put it all back in the BSBs so things don't get rotted away.
Right. Yeah.
Wait, I'm going too far. Is it here? Did I miss it?
Possibly. No, I think we're good.
Okay, there's the free shack.
Yep.
I mean, we will only be able to extend our deed back to this free shack anyway.
That's true.
Oh, look at all this. Okay, that's a good amount.
That's awesome.
Thank you, Alan Key.
So in saying that, we can get rid of part of these pens.
Yes.
The question is, the best way to do so?
You know, we could even just move the cows over for now.
You have enough space?
Yeah, I think so. That's only 3 more. Yeah, we could just move them over, get rid of the pens completely. That way we can...
It's 6 more.
yeah, I mean, but 3 more pens, because you can put 2 in each.
Oh, 3 more pens. Yeah.
Yeah, just get rid of the pens completely. That way we can dig it all down and do what we need. Man, that's so weird. Why is my frames so low?
It is a little weird. The Travago guy got arrested for drinking and driving.
What Travago guy?
It's because you don't watch any commercials.
Right. I don't watch TV.
Although, I mean, I look at the Travago guy and I think he seems about right. Seems like a guy that would drink a little bit. Guess I should take my cart out of here. Doesn't really need to be in here.
Did we just fill up all our pens?
Yep.
Okay, there's only 1 in there. But that one with your cart in it. And that's the last one. Boy, oh boy. Yeah, so we're going to need a pen for... I think that a pen for the sheep and cows, like those two kind of go hand in hand.
Do you really want to come all the way over there?
Well, I mean, I feel like this area should really be mostly for breeding.
So you want me to have my leather working station close by?
I could put, like, you know, if we do extend the deed back, I could put like a open pen for, you know, the babies and just the extra horses, that sort of stuff. You know, that's sort of the way that I set it up at the other place, right? Like I had one area that was just for breeding and one area that was for all the extra horses that weren't breeding.
All right, like just a penned off area would be nice.
Yeah, just a penned off area. Am I carrying a mallet? Not a mallet, but a maul?
And do we have a Vin altar? I don't know, which altar did you make, Adam?
I made a Najo altar.
Oh.
So we do not have a Vin altar.
Something that I'd like to start being able to do is start planning some bridges out. We don't have any of the tools to do so. And I don't necessarily need to do it right now. But if I was looking at our deed, that is something that I probably want to start doing soon.
My feeling is the next thing I should be working on is like my workshop. Because once I have the workshop, then I can get tools, and then once I get the tools, then we can start working on the bigger stuff.
I feel like my workshop will be less important. Nobody seems to want carpentry stuff.
I mean, on the other hand, I could just use that mine. I could just sit there in the mine and blacksmith away down there. Set that up.
You do like mines.
I do like mines. I do. But I really like open. You know, I like having my workshop in the open. So I'm kind of thinking of how I can get that sort of set up nicely. All right, so I do have a large mall.
What could I do here?
See, I kind of want to have my workshop, and I'm not sure like where you're thinking about your place, but in front of the stables, between the stables and the pond. And maybe setting it up so that it's like kind of next to the pond. You know, there's like the other side. You could set up on the other side, have your cow pens up at the top or whatever, and put a house near the pond, sort of on the north side of it.
Sure. I almost question whether, like, what kind of paths I'm gonna make. How natural do I want it to be?
I feel like paths should be like, once you have the points of interest, the paths kind of just decide themselves, you know?
Yeah, to a point.
I could always build a workshop building in the mine. That is true. That is totally true. I'll have to think on that. I mean, I've always leaned towards being out in the open when I have my workshop. And I think that now that the permission system's all like nice and good, I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable about that. I'll have to think on the design of a workshop. I'll have to spend some time thinking about it.
Well, I think at this point, I mean, you're destroying the pens. We moved all the animals. We accomplished our goal of getting all of your animals inside of this pen. And it does look really great. I mean, if you look at where we were at the beginning of this stream, where we had an empty house that was just dirt floors, and now we have an actual pen with wooden planks.
Yeah, let's come on over and take a peek.
And grassed up pens filled with animals. I feel like that's a job well done.
Yeah.
And that might be a good time to end this stream.
And before we end, I'd like to just mention a few things.
I don't know, Adam, if you've muted yourself again or if you're just nice and quiet.
Am I not muted? Am I muted?
No, you're good.
Okay. So there is a couple things I want to mention before we end, and that's number one, we have started a brand new Twitter account. I've said this a few times now, but just saying it again. We started a brand new Twitter account, and I'm trying my best to say stuff there. Like whenever I post an update from the car, or whenever we decide on the day that we're going to be streaming, I'll post something there. Just to let everybody know. So if you're interested in knowing when we're going to be streaming or when something happens related to Factional Fight, then follow us on Twitter at FactionalB. Factional, just like as in Factional Fight, but with a B at the end of it. And you can get all the updates. If you want, there's a link down below on our Twitch page that you can just click and, I also upload all of our stuff to YouTube, so if you miss something, you can always watch it on YouTube. That's
You also put it on VODs on Twitch for a while.
Yep. All of that's there for sure.
Yeah, it's all over the place. We are definitely going to be back streaming Wurm and playing Wurm, I would assume, throughout the weekend. I might do another stream of something that's not Wurm related at some point, just like Adam did his stream that's not Wurm related. Just definitely follow us if you haven't on Twitch if you want to see more of us and just random content, not just Worm content. But we'll always be back in Worm as much as we can every single week.
If you
so
guys
thank
wanna-
you everyone for joining us.
If you guys want to stick
go ahead.
around right at the end for a raid, we're going to be raiding. How about we raid Pro Panda? What do you say?
Awesome.
Pro
Let's do
Panda
it.
is also a Venn network member. He streams Wurm and other games from time to time, and so yeah, we're gonna send our love his way. So if you stick
All right,
around,
guys.
yeah, we'll just just give me one more second. Oh goodness, what am I doing?
We won?
Of course, that's playing. This is like we gotta work on this setup. We gotta make this a little bit more streamlined. I think.
Yeah. Before Adam clicks his buttons. Have a good night, everyone.
Yep. Good night, everybody, and see you guys next time.